more that you learn, the more things you will know about it. Hi, this is Kalpana Reddy from Krishi High School. Today I'm here to discuss about class 7, lesson number 2, that is rains and river. So before moving into the topic, I would like to wish you all a happy and healthy morning, children. And this is my personal advice that use the mask whenever you go out and eat healthy, stay safe, stay healthy, right? Hope everyone is enjoying your home quarantine with lots of creativity, children. So, and I insist, if you can do any creativity apart from this, like I might say academics, you do it and you post it so that you will get a high amount of encouragement, right, children? So let's move into the topic. So as said, the today's topic is about rains and rivers. So in the previous class, we have learned about the rains, that the term evaporation, precipitation, humidity, and the formation of clouds and clouds and rains, and winds and clouds, and rain gauge, etc., isn't it, children? So today we are going to learn something about rivers. So we all know that rivers, like the water flows in a river in the form of river, isn't it? So have you ever thought that from where exactly these rivers come from? Okay. So have you ever thought that where exactly these rivers come from, children? Yes, means actually they flow in different forms, isn't it? They flow in the form of streams, canals, okay, big rivers, oceans, etc., isn't it, children? So I just wanted to share the slide for you, children. So you can see here rivers, the form of water always. So actually the form of water always means water moves from sky to earth and back to the sky again. This is called the water cycle. So so there are different forms of water, isn't it? How the water changes, how the cycle go on. So you right from the childhood you're learning about the water cycle, isn't it? So how this form, like from ocean it get evaporated, then again it will fall in the form of rainfall, isn't it? Rain, snow, sleet or hails. What do you mean by sleet or hails, children? Means you can say storms, like ice cubes, okay? No, hailstorm means ice cubes, isn't it? Some of the water soaks into the ground and it stores as groundwater, the rest flow into the streams, lakes, rivers, and oceans. So it's like we know that when it get rains, okay, so where exactly this water all goes? So when you stand outside and when you see when you see if it's raining heavily, and everything is, the water is falling heavily on the ground, so where exactly this water goes after after it completes, like after it get completed, where exactly it goes, children? So some part of the water which falls as rain will get percolated in the ground, which is called as a groundwater, and some part of it will flow into the streams, lakes, rivers, and oceans, isn't it, children? So water flows in small streams from the mountain slopes during the rainy season. These streams dry up after some time, and water also cuts channels and the on the mountain. So what happened exactly? So when it rains, so the water flows in a small streams from the mountains, from the mountains, from the slopes, mountain slopes. So with the water, whatever we have received the rain, so that water will flow in streams, in a small streams during the rainy season, and after few days it get dry up. But when it flows continue, children, it cuts the canal, it cuts the channels, okay, it cuts the channel. Water also cuts channels, so due to the heavy pressure of flowing, so it cuts channel on the mountain. So next time, so the continuous process, it makes a channel, it makes a way to flow, it makes a way to flow. So next time when again it rains, so it will flow through the same channel, okay, the flow through the same channel. Understood, children? Okay, next, tributaries. What are tributaries? So as in the previous slide, we have learned that where the water flows from the mountain slopes in a channel. Okay, so when it flows in a small stream, so what happens at some point, it goes, all the small streams, they come and club in at one point, and they take a form of big river. They take a form of big river. So that big river or the large river is called tributary. Understood, children? So we know that the water, when it falls on the mountain, it flows through the streams. It flows through the streams, and these small streams, what happen, so they at one point they come and join, and they form a big large river, which is called as tributary. As the river become bigger and broader, it flows gets slower. It start depositing the silt and sand it has carries on its bed and banks. This causes the formation of plains. So how the plains are formed means, so when the river get bigger and larger or broader, so the flow of water, what happen, it gets slower, and when the water flows along with it, it carries the silt and sand. It carries the silt and sand, and when at some point when it becomes very heavy, what it will do, the force of water will get slowed down, and it deposit that silt and sand, whatever it has carried, on its bed and banks. So this continuous process makes the formation of plains. Understood, children? As it nears the sea, the speed of water in the river decreases and is no longer able to carry the silt and sand. It deposits them on its own course, which then gets filled up. When flood water comes again, they have to cut through new channel to reach the sea. Thus, towards the end of its journey to the sea, the river forms a delta. River Krishna and Godavari forms delta in the eastern Ghat. Okay, so here what happens? So, okay, now the river has become broader and wider. Okay, now it is flowing. So when towards the journey of sea, when it is going to join with the sea, at that point, at one point, what happened, it becomes the force gets slow, and when the force gets slow, whatever the silt and sand it has carried along with it, it will deposits on its own course. It deposits on its own course, which then gets filled up. Okay, so there it will get filled up. So when the again flood water flows through with a great force, so it makes its own way to flow into the sea, to go and join with the sea. So when it then they have to cut through new channels to reach the sea. Thus, towards its end of its journey to the sea, the river forms a delta. So the middle part, whatever the course is there, which is formed by the river, so that course, what happened, so it with the continuous process, it forms the delta. So in our country, we know that the river Krishna and Godavari enter from the Western Ghats, and it goes and join. When it goes and join with the Arabian Sea, so it makes the delta in the eastern coast. Understood, children? Next, now floodplains and floods. Floodplains and floods. Floods have become a major problem in India in recent years. So flood have become a major problem in India in recent year. Okay, so you can just see the image also, children. I have shown you. So it's like I don't think you are not familiar with the word flood. Everyone is familiar, I guess. Okay, so you can see some part or the other is flooded every year during the rainy season. This causes severe damage to the people, crops, and livestock. So flood is one of the natural disaster, isn't it? The overflow of water. Is that clear to you, children? So here what happens? So recently, if you take an example of Maharashtra and Gujarat, many of the places got affected with the hit with the floods, isn't it? So that means it resulted into the damage of people, crops, and livestock. So vegetation covers on the land obstruct the run of rainwater and slow down the speed of its flow. So vegetation means what? Growing crops, growing plants. Okay, I mean to say forest and all. What happened, children? It obstruct the run of rainwater. So whatever the water is I mean say running away or flowing away, so the trees, the plants, what it will uphold, the roots will uphold the rainwater. The roots will uphold the rainwater, and the water will get percolated in the ground, so that the ground, which helps again into the increase in the level of groundwater, children. Now vegetation also help to prevent the floods in another way. Rescues the erosion of soil by rainwater. If there is a little or no vegetation, the rainwater cuts and carries with it a lot of top soil. So here what happens, children, vegetation also, even the growing plants, crops or forest will also help in what happens, children, restricting the erosion of soil. So what happens, so whatever the water water is flowing with the force, it will take away the soil along with it. But once we plant more and more tree, what happens, it will hold the soil there itself, it will hold the soil there itself, which will result into the rescue of the erosion of soil. Understood, children? Okay. Now I just have shared the image of like area which got affected in Maharashtra, children. Just you can have a look. So you can imagine like how much like disaster it has taken place. Like like we have lost many things. So it results into a loss of livestock and many things. Okay. So even properties also, everything will get affected, children. Is that clear to you? So now soil erosion, preventing soil erosion. So how we can prevent soil erosion? So as said, by growing more and more, very simple, by growing more and more trees and plants. Forest cover control floods and soil erosion, hence plantation of tree has become mandatory. So as we have learned in the previous slides that forest cover control on floods and soil erosion, so hence plantation has become mandatory for us. So for the effective implementation of the program, the protection and safeguarding the plants, and to monitor the program, the village level Harita Raksha committee are found under the chairmanship of Sarpanch. So what, so the government is coming out with various programs. So the government is coming out with the various programs to prevent for preventing the soil erosion. So one of it is Harita Raksha committee, which is under the chairmanship of Sarpanch children at the village level. So where they will, where it is where they will make sure that at the village level they plant more and more trees, so that at least they can rescue the erosion of soil. Okay. Now massive tree plantation, majority of the government are initiating the afforestation program in the name of greenery. Telangana state is in a forefront with the massive tree plantation program. So we know that Harita Haram also, yes. So all the government are encouraging the massive tree plantation, means planting more and more tree. The government is implementing plantation of 230 crore saplings all over the state. So 230 crores saplings means, so sapling means nursery plants. Okay. So you might have seen in the schools also, like last year also in our school, sir has distributed plant sapling to everyone, isn't it? So why the government or the institutions are initiating this program, so that we can plant more and more trees and we can spread greenery. Is that clear to you, children? Okay. Next. So here I've shared the image also, the beautiful image you can see. So these are all the plants which are planted by the government. Okay. So the government is coming forward to take measures to prevent the soil erosion. Okay. Now how we can prepare for the natural disaster? So how, so recently in the news also we have heard about that now, that many areas of Maharashtra, Gujarat and Orias are hit by the floods, isn't it? So people are facing lot of hell of problem there. So what exactly, like how we can prepare ourselves to how we can prepare ourselves to prevent from that. Okay. So during the cyclone, listen to the radio or TV weather reports, ensure that everyone is alerted. So what we have to do, it's like when you feel that I mean say some disaster is going to take place, so you have to continuously listen to the news channels. Is that clear to you, children? Keep an emergency kit ready at home, important papers, some food, some money and some emergency telephone numbers. The nearest available place where a refugee could be sought in case of a cyclone should be identified in advance. So you should find out a place where you can be replaced comfortably, a rescue camp type. Okay, children. So and next is, when you get a cyclone warning, store adequate drinking water and food grains in waterproof bags. So when you get a warning from the, through the news channels or like through any any other source, so what you have to do, you have, before that only you have to keep the adequate drinking water and food grains in waterproof bags. Close doors and windows and stay indoor. Move to Pakka building if you feel your house is not strong enough. And if you feel, we know that in some part, like few of them may not have the Pakka houses. Okay, children. So they may are living in Kacha house like that. So temporary house. So in such cases, what you have to do? So in such cases, you should move to the Pakka house. You should move to the your neighboring house or somewhere. Okay, children. If the cyclone strikes while you are in a vehicle, stop but keep away. Shore, trees, electric poles, and other objects that may be uprooted during the gale. So, suppose when you're traveling and if the cyclone strikes, so what you have to do, you have to stop there itself. But you should make sure that you are standing away from seashore, trees, electric poles, and other objects that may be uprooted during the gale. Understood, children? Even after all clear has been sounded, take necessary precautions while moving to or out of your house. They may be partially uprooted trees or poles. So even if it is sounded that everything is clear, you have to take all the necessary precautions to move out or when you're stepping out of the house. Look out for snakes that may have come out of their holes. So you have to take it because even the snakes and other reptiles may come out of their holes. Do not enter flood water, they may be too deep, and blindly you should not enter into the flood water. As a student group, you can play a very significant role in like spreading awareness about the above precaution. Is that clear? Spreading, it is like, sorry, by mistake it is typed wrongly, children. It's actually spreading awareness. So as a student, you can take initiative and you can like, I mean to say, you can play a major role by spreading the awareness about the precautions. Understood, children? Okay, next. So same thing, I have shared the images so that you'll have a clear idea about it, what exactly it is, children. So you can just have a look. Okay, how the natural disasters will take place and how it gets affected. Now, if you need to evacuate, suppose for example, if you need to move out, so then what you have to do? Pack clothing, essential medication, valuable personal papers, etc. Pack your bags to be taken to the safe shelter. Now, put furniture, clothing, appliances on a bed or table. So before moving, what you have to do? You have to put your furniture, clothing, appliances on bed or table. Turn off power. So you have to switch off your power before leaving your house. Whether you leave or stay, put sandbags in the toilet bowl and cover all the drain holes, preventing sewage backflow. So before if you're leaving or if you're like staying in the home itself, so during this cyclone or during this disasters, what you have to do, children? You have to put a sandbags to cover the drainage holes, to cover the drainage holes. Okay, lock your house and take the recommended to or no evacuation routes from the area to the safe shelter. Do not get into water of unknown depth and current. So you should not step into the water. Is that clear to you? Blindly. Then during floods, drink boiled water. So what health wise, like what type of precautions you have to take? Drink boiled water, keep your food covered and don't eat too much. Okay, use raw tea, rice water, tender coconut water, etc. during the area. Then do not let children remain on empty stomach. Is that clear to children? And use bleaching powder and lime to disinfect the surroundings. What you have to do, children? You have to spread or you have to put the like bleaching powder so that you can kill the germs or the bacteria. Avoid entering flood waters. If you have to enter, wear proper protection of your feet and check the depth and current with a stick. Stay away from the water with over new deep depth. Okay, children. So what here it is? So what, before entering into the water, take a stick and just check the deep, like depth. Check the depth of the water. Okay. And what you have to do, you have to wear a proper shoes also. You'll get a gumboot shoes. You might have seen in the movies also. Okay, till knees it will be there, children. So that type of shoes you should prefer before entering into the water. Do not eat food that got wet in the flood water. So whatever the food is like drenched in the flood water, that food you should not have it, children. Boil tap water before drinking in rural areas. Use halogen tablets to purify water before drinking. So before consuming water, you have to boil the water, and you can use halogen tablets also to purify the water. Be careful of snakes. Snake bites are common during floods, so you should be careful of snakes, because in the water it may crawl. So you have to be careful, because it will be not visible below, like it will be not visible if the water is there, children. Can you see? No. So and when so you should be very careful. So be aware of snakes, because snake bites will be very common during the floods. Is that this is the reason why they'll instruct you to wear the gum boots. Is that it you? So with this we have finished the lesson, children. So I just want you people to revise the lesson, and whatever the topics I have explained you in this session, you just go through it, and whatever like you feel it is important, underline it and try to read again and again, so that you can understand in a better way. And if you want, you can just view the messages also. You can view the videos again and again if you don't understand the concept, children. Is that clear to you? And the homework has been already like entered here in this slide. You can just check out, children. This is the homework, page number 21. Complete question number 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 9 and 11. So that will be your homework. The same thing will be uploaded in the Google Classroom also, and the same will be again posted in the WhatsApp group also, children. So you just take the screenshot of it, then go to your classroom code, enter the classroom code if you have not downloaded the app, or directly from the link what is shared in the group, your class group. From that link also you can log in, go to your particular class, whether boys or girls section. Then there share with your class, one option will be there, children. So there you can just attach the file. Then again you'll get one option, attach the file. So there if you go from the gallery, you can just pick the picture what you have taken screenshot of your homework, that you select it and post it. Is that? And I find that many of them are not doing the homework, and I want the 100% response, children, or else I will share the like defaulters names to the principal, sir. Is that clear to you? With this I'm going to just wind up the class. Thank you for being connected with me.